What do I do if I'm on a show and all of a sudden everything goes south? What if the host is actually making fun of something that's really important to me? I actually got that question earlier today, and stick around because I'm going to give you the answer. Hi, this is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits. And today I got an email from a client who is learning how to get on podcast shows because she knows that podcast shows are a great opportunity to get her message out in a big way to market. Now, before I give you the answer of what I told her, what I want you to do is go ahead and subscribe to this channel, hit the like button and the bell notification, because every time a video comes out where I show you strategies on how to get on lots of podcast shows, you're going to get a notification of this. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and here's the answer to the question that she gave me. What do I do? I said, tell the host you don't want to be on the show. And let me give you some a point of reference to what I'm talking about. The woman happens to be plant-based, very much a vegan, which means no cruelty to animals. She doesn't consume animal products. She doesn't consume dairy products. She doesn't even wear animal products. And this host thought it was funny to talk about bludgeoning salmons. Who does that? It would be like having somebody on that wrote a book about childhood sexual abuse and starts talking very inappropriately to the guest. That's not okay. You as a guest have every right to back out of an interview if it truly is going south. In the case of this woman, what this host did was he thought it was funny. So he was basically making fun of her for something that she is very committed to. So if you're on a show and it just doesn't work out, it's okay to end the conversation. 95% of the time, shows are being recorded anyway. And if you truly feel like this is just not aligned with what your message is, what your purpose is, what your mission is, it's okay to back out. You don't need to stay in a situation that you feel like a victim. Another thing this client asked me was, well, what if the host doesn't send me questions ahead of time before the show begins? The fact is, most hosts will not send you a list of questions that they're going to ask. Some do. I will say that there are some hosts, they ask the same questions over and over to every single guest that's on their show. But in most cases, you are going to have a conversation. You're not going to have a canned presentation. So if you're waiting for the host to send you the questions and they say, I don't send questions, that's okay. Go in, you should know your topic, and you should be just having a simple conversation. So if you're feeling uncomfortable before or during an interview, it's okay to back out. And I'm not talking about your fear uncomfortableness. I'm talking about something that really crosses a line, like in the case of this woman being a vegan, and the host thinks it's funny to talk about torturing salmons. That's not okay. And some people don't think that salmons have feelings. They have feelings. The other thing is, if they're crossing a line with words that or what they're saying in a way that it's really inappropriate. In the case where I have clients that actually have written books on childhood sexual abuse, there is a line that can be crossed, and you do not need to be subjected to that as a guest. Most hosts, I'd say 99.9% of hosts, are not going to do that. So if you happen to get the one that does, back out. Oftentimes, that's why you want a pre-interview conversation, because the pre-interview conversation will alleviate any discomfort you might have, or I should say most discomfort that you have. So again, I encourage you, go out and look for podcast interviews. If you're not quite sure how to find those interviews, there's a link below for a checklist that's absolutely free. And there's a link below for my podcast Rockstar Club, where you can actually join the club, learn everything you need to know about how to find great opportunities to get your message out there, to really get out in a big way without having your own show. I'll tell you, it's a heck of a lot easier to be a guest on somebody's show than it is to start your own show. And you go through finding the guest, you go through recording, you go through editing, you go through marketing. A lot more work. So I encourage you, get the checklist, join the Podcast Rockstar Club, where we cover everything from A to Z on how to find great opportunities, how to get on shows, how to shine as a guest, and how to know how to market those episodes so you get even more coverage than just being on the show. This is Kathleen Gage, wishing you a great day.